y'all! This video is going to be a quick Copic haul and swatch at the beginning, followed by creating a custom Copic color. In the first moments, you saw me pulling out an empty Copic sketch marker and an empty 25cc various ink container that I'll be using for the custom. The first color I pull out here is V20 Wisteria. I really love the pastels, and they're so helpful for blending out to the white of the paper. Next, you see me pick up BV25 Grayish Violet. The Copic names aren't always on point, but BV25 Grayish Violet is really accurate for this one. I got this one because I was already planning to get BV20, and I only needed the one additional color to complete my BV20s. I've actually already used it a few times since this order, and I'm really glad I got it. Here, I'm trying to make the camera focus on something while I have it set to manual because I am just that clever. Here, this mess. This weird fray on the tip. Fortunately, I have some spare brush nibs, but I was able to just trim it off. So that color was BG23 Coral Sea, and the BGs are another family I really love. This was the one color I needed to have all of this month's Copic colors, but I highly doubt I'll be able to pull off getting that done and posted in, gosh, when I record this, a matter of 2 days, I think. Yeah, that's not happening. Maybe I'll just try to do something with them in my sketchbook and post it on Instagram. Next up, I had to get the double and quad zero BVs, BV00 Mauve Shadow and BV Quad Zero Pale Thistle. I keep thinking I have them, so I take that as a pretty strong sign that I would use them pretty often. I have BV000, so I'm happy to have those gaps filled. BV11 Soft Violet is the last color I swatch. I wanted this one as something additional to work with around the previous two, and it completes my BV10s. I try not to use super crazy saturated colors too much, so maybe that's why I filled my BV10 spoke before the BV0s. I do really like a desaturated blue or BV next to a more saturated pink. As always, Copic sent an I Heart Copic sticker. I love these, and they usually end up on my sketchbooks. I don't know if there have been other colors, but I've been sent both black and white versions of this sticker. Maybe I should make my own. I do have to do some research and see if I can use the word Copic in a sticker design that's intended for sale. I did also get B91 Pale Grayish Blue, but I'm an idiot and I already have it. I'll probably end up using the spare to make a diluted version like I did with B60 and BV20. This is the blank color wheel I made. I swatched my whole collection in my previous video that goes over Copic basics. I printed this one on Express It blending card just because that's what I've been using lately. In this clip, I'm just swatching the Copics from my order, so it's sped up a bit more than the rest. There's a link to the full res version of this in the description below. It's on Imgur, so if you're getting it on a mobile device, you may need to download the Imgur app to get the high-res version, so you can read all the tiny color codes. The way I mix my custom colors is pretty basic. I do use measurements, but it's mainly measured in parts, and the math is really minimal. For this color, I'm really just diluting the BV20 with the colorless blender fluid. First, I test out 1:1, just one drop of each. This wastes the least amount of ink as possible, and to get a good idea of which I want to add more of, if any.
I wanted this particular color to help me blend out to white, so I wanted it lighter than what I get from my 1:1 swatch. My next swatch is 2:1 colorless blender to BV20. I keep going like this until I find just the right ratio for my preference, and I end up with 1 part BV20 to 3 parts colorless blender. The empty refill bottle holds 25 cc's, so I divide that by my total number of parts, which is 6.25. The cc's are marked on the side of the bottle, so I add a smidge over 6 cc's of the BV20 refill and fill the rest with colorless blender, which is 18.75 cc's. I open the empty marker by simply pulling out the nib from one side and just start filling. You don't have to go too slow, but do keep in mind that there's a fiber stick inside that holds the ink, kind of like what you find in water-based markers that you may have opened as a kid. If it looks like the ink is getting too close to the top, let it soak into the fiber before filling again. The sketch marker holds a max of 2 cc's, so just be careful not to overfill or you'll end up with a drippy marker. If you're refilling any other type of marker, try to find the amount of ink that the body may hold. My previous video goes over the recommended refill measurements for each Copic marker style. That's about it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because subscribe does not work the same way it used to. All of these things help me out immensely, and I genuinely appreciate all of your support so much. Let me know what you want to see next. Maybe a video of how I color different textures in a typical illustration using all my pink art supplies right here next week, babes. Bye!